Welcome. My name is Idris Kamoga. Yes, and I'm happy to have you always. Well, it's January and we are pushing. I must say, we have to continue pushing. You also have to continue pushing, regardless. I told you, tourism is a very interesting business. We talk about seasonality of its nature. Yes, could be a low season, but tomorrow you have to reap big. So most important thing here is whenever it gets low, try as much as you can at least to prepare your garden, right? If it's a low season, it's a good time for us to recharge. Talk to our suppliers, try to train them on our product, try to give them updates on how the destination has been changing here and there, all that stuff, right? So when it gets to high season, we'll have no time for that. You see? So this is a very good time for you to interact um, probably with your key agents and probably review your database, try to renew it, correct it here and there. Remember, there is a lot of activities and fari that you can do around this time. But it's a Monday and where is come uh, to you with a tourism business tip. And today we want to become more practical, right? This new year 2025, we've committed ourselves at least to give you things that you can be able to get hands on. And January, yeah, there's some bit of warmth, but still to some it's a bit cold. So what can we do around this time round, right? Because we want to prepare ourselves in advance for June, July, August onwards, right? And we feel this is the right time for you to have your agents come down for a farm trip. So we want to walk you through some few practical works that you need to go through and have a successful agent farm trip. If you've got a couple of agents, don't mind about the number, because the most important thing now here is to bring a few, select them well, and probably the ones that are very active that you can bring down for a farm trip. Remember, these farm trips are very educational to your agents, right? And key thing about this, it's a marketing strategy. You see, for your agents to be able to market your destination, they should know point by point. And one way how you can help them have this successfully is probably giving them a chance to come and visit the destination, right? So we are going to give you some bits here and there on how to organize a good farm trip for your agents, right? So you're going to work out an itinerary. That's number one. A very good itinerary, right? If you have a very good itinerary, the number of days, it's very key. Probably you shouldn't take it so long. If you have to, probably shouldn't go a week. Let's say 7 days, right? So you must get a very good itinerary. If you want your clients to do, your agents to have an experience of, you know, the gorilla trekking, the chimpanzee trekking, and all that stuff. That's very key. So in other words, your itinerary should highlight very key attractions, right? And very key experiences. You must have that in mind, right? But of course, good accommodations. Remember, the purpose of this farm trip for your agents is product knowledge, right? So you should have educational sessions in there. You should have site inspection sessions in there so that they can have more knowledge about it. So we assume you've got a very practical itinerary, taking them probably to different national parks, about 3 or 4. But remember, don't take it so long. so that they can also have time to go back to their businesses and, concentrate on that. But who is to be invited? You see, so you must know who you're going to invite on a farm trip. That is very crucial, right? I would say very active agents on your side, invite them. But within, probably you should bring in the sales team, because these are the most important people to have a farm trip, so that they can boost their knowledge regarding the destination. That's very, very important. You have to schedule your trip, and this is the most important part now. Of course, you don't have to put it during high season, because no agent will attend it, right? Ensure that you at least, we have March is coming. It's a very low season, and you can join these people, on a 5 day or 7 day itinerary, so that you're the host. Remember, so invite the sales team. The schedule should be during low season. The year has just started. You can plan as early as now and say, I'm going to have my agents during October and November, and they would come down here probably for a farm trip, and it would be very interesting for them. And trust me, it's one of the most expensive marketing strategy, but at the same time, it's the most rewarding marketing strategy ever that you can look at. So pre-planning your farm trip is very important, and that is the stage that we've been taking you through. You must talk to accommodations, you know be mindful on the budget. You see, remember, if you want your agents to promote particular products, these are things that you're going to show them. You see, so you must engage suppliers on budgets. For example, you speak to accommodation. If they can complement, well and good. If they cannot complement, probably you look at either half price or that, because remember, the budget comes down to you. I want to say something about budget. It can be 100% free farm trip. However, it can be a cost sharing farm trip. For example, you tell your agents that I am going to organize a farm trip. I'll provide the following, but flight and gorilla permits, chimpanzee permits, please take them on. Probably you must set a small fee for them, probably $1,000 to cater for permits, and then the rest your company will be able to cater for them. But let's see a detail of a few things that are going to help you probably succeed so well. We've talked about negotiating with suppliers. Suppliers here can be accommodation. You can as well have suppliers like authority, government authority. They issue relevant permits. You see, you can write, we've seen, you can write to the Uganda Wildlife Authority, that is the case in Uganda. You can write to Rwanda Development Board, and they can issue these complementary permits. Remember, they have a huge cost on them. So if you can get away of how you can be complimented with these permits, I feel it will be the best thing. Accommodation, same thing. If you're working with reliable suppliers and you're regular, trust me, this is something that will work out so well. So logistic wise, cost wise or budget wise, you must plan in advance. You're not going to schedule these farm trips in a high season where everyone is busy, everyone is fully booked. So you're not going to have to, you will not have space anyway. But around March, April, May, probably down into October, November, partly you will have a very clear, from suppliers. They'll offer you compliments because, first of all, they are not fully booked. They'll have rooms available. And also, when it comes to permits and all that, you'll have access to these, but you must write to them in advance. It's very, very important. So budgeting your farm trip, because it has to cost you. right? But at least you either balance it with your agents, either you cater for 30% and they cater for 20%, and your suppliers will be able to assist you. So that is the most budgetful way and the most clear way on how you can organize an agent farm trip. I am saying start now. See how you can start inviting. Have a list of, you can say one vehicle is 7-seater and I'm going to invite 7 agents. And I've given you criteria. Could be the most active agent. Look at that, right? Write to them. Give them an itinerary. An itinerary should have key experiences, key attractions, local experiences that you would love these agents. Must be actually taking them through in one of the most in demand itineraries, right? So I'm sure you have a very perfect itinerary. You've talked to different suppliers. Complimentary permits have been issued. Accommodations fully booked. Everything is in order, right? And then you can have these agents hosted. Of course, when you host them, you must give them with you must treat them in a very amazing way. Give them educational documents, like guide maps while on their trip. Give them everything that ensures that they have a very seamless. The results will be enormous. Trust me. When you learn how to work with agents, and one way on how to do this is through a farm trip. So we're saying get time. It is still early. We are in January. Think about March, April. It's a low season. Let them come down here. Let them do a very short trip. Could be 3 days doing gorilla trekking, 5 days combining chimps and gorillas, or 7 days going through a circuit of primates and wildlife. Trust me, you will have invested in marketing. I hope, I hope this has been one of the most great sessions so far 2025. And we want to wish you the practical implementation of it. Start now. Get a list of those agents that you want to invite. Draw an itinerary. Send them invites that you'd love them to be part of your farm trip. Share budgets. If there is a small fee, if there is no fee at all, please tell them. Let them buy their flight tickets. They'll show up here, take them around, ensure they have a very local professional guide. Otherwise, that is one of the best marketing strategies as a tour operator that you can use, right? Trust me, those agents will give you business when they go back home. They'll be able to sell while you're asleep. Otherwise, I want to wish you a very beautiful new week. We are in January, but as you know, January is running so fast. About 10 days to end, and next month will be in February. The big question, what have you done in January so far? Right? You can answer yourself, what have you done that adds value to your company, right? Because 2025 we want to touch success. Otherwise, do not forget to follow us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, and subscribing to our YouTube channel for these and more tourism business learning tutorials. I want to thank you so much and see you next time. Bye bye.